Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm gonna be testing the GT1030 GDDR5 in Valheim. This one is the MSI Aero version of the card. We're running it with the latest Nvidia drivers for 61.40. You can see the clock speeds right here at 1700 megahertz, around that. You'll also gonna be able to see those clock speeds inside of the game in the on-screen display. And we're running it with a Ryzen 9 5900X and 32 gigs of RAM, which is completely overkill, but you shouldn't need a very beefy CPU to not bottleneck a GT1030. Something like a Ryzen 3 1200 should do absolutely fine. Now, as you can probably tell, we're getting really low FPS right now, guys, and that's quite a shame, you know. We're in the 20s here. It's completely crazy with these graphics. Everything is set to low settings, and everything over here is disabled, and we're playing it at 1080p, yet we're still getting below 30 frames per second, which is kind of insane, especially considering that the game looks like this. But let's start it. Let's see if it actually works a little bit better inside of the game. Okay, so it is indeed much better right now. Alright, I was kind of worried there, but it seems like the 1030 can play this game at 1080p. Not too bad, you know, this is not too bad. We're in the Black Forest area, by the way, which is kind of demanding because it has tons of vegetation. And yes, my friends, this game stutters a lot, especially in lower end cards for some reason. I don't know why this game is so intensive, but it is, and we're gonna start counting our FPS. It has a ton of issues in terms of performance, and if you have a lower end system with a GT1030 or something like that, you should probably play at lower resolutions than 1080p, just because, well, it stutters quite a bit. Now, you might have noticed that we aren't really fully utilizing the GPU here, and no, that's not because of a CPU bottleneck with a 5900X, you know, that makes no sense. It's just that this particular game's engine can't fully utilize the GT1030 or any GPU for that matter. I've seen this same low GPU utilization around 90% most of the time, also with the Titan X 5700 XT, GTX 750 Ti, which I previously tested here in the channel in this game, and yeah, all of them hover around 90% utilization no matter what I do and what settings I choose, you know. So that's kind of very interesting, and it also sucks a lot, you know. I really wish that they will optimize this game as time goes on, because right now I just don't think this is acceptable. It doesn't look anything special and it performs like crap. Also, you can see that the temperatures on the GPU are very low. That's just because this cooler is completely overkill and we're not even maxing it out. It's running very cool, but it's running properly, okay? There's no issue with the GT1030. It's just the cooler is overkill for this card. Anyways, okay, I don't have stamina. I should probably keep an eye out for stamina as well, because I usually forget that running around uses stamina in this game. That's because I'm always playing Rust these days, and you don't really need stamina in that game, you know. But okay, let's just fight some skeletons. You know what? I might try to change the settings now and do maybe like medium settings, because medium settings looks a lot better than low. I mean, it won't look good just because of the nature of these graphics, but it will look a lot better, and it will probably struggle a lot here, you know, at least at 1080p. So let's try that out. Medium settings, 1080p, and it definitely drops from 30 FPS. So at this point I just wouldn't play like this, you know, despite it being a stuttery mess every now and then. The FPS aren't even reaching 30 frames. You could, you know, you could play like this, but it's just not really that enjoyable in my opinion. What the heck is... Okay. Should I destroy this thing? I'm gonna try. Yep, okay, very easy. Okay, that's probably because I have very OP equipment right now. My friend that beat the game already gave me this armor and weapon. I'm gonna stop this one right here. We're gonna do low settings again using the 720p or maybe 900p resolution. Yeah, let's try 900p first. Okay, everything is applied now, as you can tell, and alright, it's running like 5 to 10 FPS better than 1080p. Not too bad, but it's still not what you would expect coming from a game that looks like this. This kind of looks like RuneScape, you know, and it performs very, very poorly. It performs like, what, Call of Duty Modern Warfare or Warzone, which is insane. Well, Warzone might be a little bit more intensive, to be honest. It gets like 30 FPS at 1080p low, but still, for example, Battlefield 5, I believe, performs way better on the 1030 than this game, and it's a AAA title with way better graphics. But we can all hope that they will optimize this game, because it has been out for only a couple of weeks, and yeah, the developers are still working on it, so yeah, a guy can dream, right? The game is pretty good in terms of gameplay anyways, so many people are playing it. I really wish to see some optimization patches in the near future, because for those of you that have GT 1030s, I believe you should be able to play this game at 1080p medium settings, at least, with pretty decent averages, you know? Okay, we got this. There's nothing very intensive about this game as well. I've been in a couple of boss fights and the FPS only dropped by like 5 or so. So that's what you can expect. Instead of like 50 FPS average at these settings, you could possibly get around 45 or 44 in a boss fight, which is okay. And I'm kind of a noob at this game. I'm just running around, seeing the frames here in the Black Forest area, and yeah, just testing performance, which isn't very good. It still stutters a lot at 900p, as you can see right there. Every little spike in the frame time graph indicates a stutter. The very tiny spikes are not really that noticeable, you know, but sometimes there is a big spike that just ruins the experience to me, at least. I don't like to play with stutters, alright? Nobody does. We're gonna do medium just for a little bit. Okay, did I put this on high previously? I'm not too sure, but that doesn't really matter too much. It's more of a CPU intensive option, and I think now we can actually play on medium at 900p, so it's not too bad, is it? You feel cold? Okay, oh my gosh, alright, we got this. It's very easy with this sword. I kind of wish I didn't have this sword so I could run around and actually run from them sometimes. Alright, there we go. We got this, guys. This is way more fun with friends. I promise you, okay? By the way, the map is completely huge. Look at this. Look at the size of this. This is an entire planet for you to explore, and I've only explored like this right here. Actually, I've explored more than that because I killed the second boss already with a friend of mine, but it was in his world, not in this one. And what do we have here? A little house. Let's try to kill this guy. 1% Loza. Oh my gosh, this is an army. This is an army of wind things, whatever those things are. Grey dwarfs. Gosh, can't even talk. We got this though. We got this. This is very easy. My armor is OP as well. It's not only my weapon. Oh god. All right, there we go. There we go. Is this your house, guys? Let's open the door. Let's see what's inside. Stairs and nothing. All right. So this is kind of what, a shelter for me to rest in. 1280 by 720, low settings, everything. And all right, we're reaching 60 FPS. It's a shame that for you to get 60 FPS, you need to drop the resolution down to 720p and play on low settings in a game like this, but yeah, it's what you gotta do at the moment to play it. It's in early access, of course, so check the date of the video as well. Maybe in a month or so I will revisit it if they end up optimizing it, but at the moment, you know what, I actually stopped playing this game for a while because of the stuttering issues. I just can't handle them, you know. I was enjoying the game. I played it for like 4 hours, but yeah, it's not very enjoyable with all of the stuttering issues. I don't mind the lower FPS. I could play this at like 30 or 40 FPS locked, but with the stutters every like 5 seconds, it's not enjoyable. And I also noticed that during storms, you know, sometimes there are storms in this game, the FPS usually drop by a lot whenever a lightning strike hits the ground. It's very weird. Even if you're not seeing the lightning strike, you'll get a very big stutter, and the FPS will go down by like 10 or 15 for a second until they go back to normal. It's very, very weird. I've never seen that before in any game, but yeah, it's what you get in Valheim, I guess. Alright. Oh my gosh, okay, what the heck are you doing here? Alright, I'm not sure if I can kill this thing. Alright, you good, buddy? You good? Oh boy, oh, these are his pubes. I don't like this, I don't like this. Oh, I can kill him easily. Okay, thank you, Combat Beers, for giving me this armor, you know, because otherwise I'd be dead by now. The colors, oh gosh, look at that render distance, by the way. Yeah, the colors are pretty good looking, as you can see, and I really like the effects as well in this game. The purple hues and stuff, look at that. It looks gorgeous. The lighting only, not really the textures and stuff. Yep. But what about medium settings for that extra visual fidelity? I really think that I set this too high at 1080p, but again, it shouldn't really matter too much. I enable SSAO because it makes a huge difference in how this game looks. Let's enable sun shifts this time around. Oh yes, you know what, sun shifts didn't really do much, so I'm gonna disable those. We're kind of getting the same FPS as 1080p low, but now at 720p medium. So pick your poison, resolution versus graphical settings. I think I'd choose graphical settings in this one just because even at 1080p the game looks pixelated, so yeah, it's not a problem to me to play this at 720. If you want 60 frames, you really gotta drop it to low at a low resolution as well. So it sucks a lot. The biggest performance hog in this game is actually the shadow quality. If you turn that down to low, we could possibly get closer to like 50 frames per second. I'm just gonna try that. There's not much of a visual difference as long as you keep that SSAO enabled. But yeah, it didn't really do much at these settings. With the 750 Ti, maybe because it's a different architecture, it did make a big difference. I restarted the counting system, by the way, because we changed the graphics. But yeah, I saw a pretty big difference with the 750 Ti when I disabled the shadows, but not with the 1030. That's very weird. Well, I think that's been it for this video. Just gonna kill these guys right here, and they just keep on coming. What the heck? Just die, get over here. Okay, there we go. Tons of loot right here that I can't really pick up because I'm full of stuff. And we got another house. This is not a house. This is not even close to a house. I'll leave it right there. I'll catch you guys in the next one very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, love you all. Bye-bye.